Gaming TV. I'm Maxi. I'm joined by Hildreth from Highlander. We are watching the high semi-final playoffs between Budget Toucans and mercVision, and we've already gone live on the first map of Gully Watch with the first frags coming out from Garden Fungus and.
Has Maxi died?
I haven't died. I'm just watching what's going on.
Oh, okay, I thought your mic cut off. It was a really late start there, guys. Sorry about that. We did not go live just in time, but it's a big dominating middle for mercVision, Maximus. Since it's going to be, they're going to have Uber advance. No, sorry, it's going to be equal Ubers, and they're going to be holding, going to be pushing last by mercVision. We could run through some rosters really quickly. Talk about the teams. Shall we just stay on the action?
We've got enough time to quickly talk, probably, because it's Highlander, no one pushes that fast.
Yes.
Budget Toucans, the team I'm technically rostered on, not biased for in any way. Running Silver Toaster, Chef, V-Clock, Shaggy, Maccy, Cerno, Peace, Jelly, and Tomato, which is their standard lineup.
Oh, Tomato. I was wondering why he had me to Steam friends. Now I know. And we got on mercVision. As you can guess, there's a couple of them in their team. They got Yosh on Sniper, not Perez, who is actually Perez, so don't believe his lies, on Scout. Tertio on Demoman. Garden Fungus, he's a merc from Super Dickmans on Pyro. Ace, the Italian Ace, I think he's one of their team leaders on Medic. Some guy whose name is just 2:/ just by the look of it, or something like that, on Soldier. Mighty Burger on Engineer, and Peace is just backstabbed, so Uber Advantage has gone straight away to oh, they're pushing him without using Uber.
No, they're going to win this. Yeah, mercVision have already won this. So basically they dry pushed it and then Peace got backstabbed and dropped, and then they just walked on the point.
Stuff happened. It's a good thing we started on time today, Maxi.
Hey, that's what you get for calling me out in chat. Teams decided to make fun of me, which is cyberbullying. But
yeah, in that case, we won't talk about them.
Okay, we're on the second already. Looks like Budget Toucans are going to come up their right-hand side. Both teams opting the right-hand side. Big jump in from... That guy didn't even have a name. I don't even know who that is. I'm really sorry. I've just got Dash, who died.
I'll find out for
Maxi
you.
Backstabbed. And effectively from both sides, even Tomato and Sonogram from Budget Toucans. Even Shaggy getting sticked off by Tertio. He's meant to be playing very big. And Yosh is already playing really aggressive to beat that door, trying to take out Jelly. But Jelly shoots him right in the face. And Chef and Silver Toaster picking up, I think, 2 frags on that mid. And it looks like
Perez is in.
He dies. Rip. Look at that, Silver Toaster. Plays high in 6v6. Perez Prem. Ooh. But yeah, it looks like that. Budget Toucans will be pushing on to second with a full Uber advantage.
I mean, he kind of pushed himself out of the fight early, Perez, so he had to come back in when all of his team were dead. Not what you want to be doing as a team player, but the guy that we don't know his name is an Italian guy called Fluo. And they're moving into lobby right now. Space. His pig's been caught out, and there's full Kritzkrieg advantage for the Budget Toucans. Looks like they're going to go Riverside with this Maxi. Fluo tried to come in behind. He bombed and... No, sorry, it's not Crits, it's Uber. That's my bad.
Uber.
Straight into a Pyro.
I thought you were a medic main now, but I don't care because they've captured the point. With... Yeah, I think they just ran their Pyro through water with Maccy the Heavy and captured the last point.
It was a weird decision by Space Pig to go and die in lobby. He had no value in trying to force their Uber where he was. He should have stayed alive, and basically they didn't have enough people alive. It was a really good quick push.
Yeah, so we come on to our third mid. 1-0. We're under 5 minutes in and we've had 2 rounds. That seems really fast for Highlander. And it's basically looking up... Actually, the whole combo, actually, of mercVision trying to push up this banana area. Tertio gets killed by V-Clocks. And Tomato's blocked by this big door. Bo's going to get headshot. Perez does get a pick to Chef, so he might repush back into trick, which he's going to do. But he's just going to get completely denied. Trade with V-Clocks. And it looks like both medics survive, with Ace having a slightly bigger Uber percentage.
Spicy.
As Toucans capture this mid.
Spicy with the biggest fail stab, and he's just like question mark, so he must be blaming some technical problem. But when they're doing that right-hand side rollout, Toucans, actually here comes Nuba. They've caught 2 players. 2 players have been dropped. Oh, they're in trouble now. Peace just needs to run and go back to seconds and save the Uber. They've got enough frags with this mercVision, but a couple of people tosspot came in behind him. There's still a soldier above them. In fact, he's been taken out. But yeah, I was talking about the middle, how they're favouring that right side rollout, but the action moves quickly in Highlander. Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah, but we're going to see Fluo take down Chef in River, so he's not going to cause any problems from behind. But Budget Toucans are all sitting by their choke, sitting with Uber, so it's going to be who's going to get that force off first. Space Beast's going to go down, and it's going to force mercVision to fall all the way back into the lobby. Tomato is waiting, but he has the dead ring. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to achieve. Maybe to try and get somewhere around to last for free. But it looks like Budget Toucans are now going to be walking off this mid, already into lower. Shaggy and Peace taking it soloing, taking out Garden Fungus.
I don't agree with this. Like, they're too far from their team, in my opinion. But they've got the med. The med just caught completely out. Don't know why.
Yeah, Ace now dropping, and Shaggy just happily. You said it was a decision, but he seems to be soloing. Burger almost got something. Pyrrha's actually getting 2 frags, I think, in that river area.
It's a bit scrappy. If they push him with Uber now, it's a mistake, because the spawns are going to come in for the red team. Yeah, it's like, he needs to do a lot of work here, Shaggy and the scout. They need to get a lot of frags, so it's going to be a bad Uber.
He took down the demo.
They've got nothing. They're going to
use
the
medic. Chef's going to come in and take down Spicy. Shaggy gets Pyrrha's as well. He's going to take down Garden Fungus.
Oh, wow.
And they're actually going to capture this with V-Clock and Shaggy taking
Pure
this
DM.
third round.
Pure
That's
DM.
the Budget Toucans way. DM the last. I don't think you can't really play Gully that tactically in 9v9 anyway. There's so many plays.
If you're not in high, but carry on.
Well, we'll see your game, won't we, if you pick Gully Wash. But they basically solo in with Shaggy, and he takes all the heals and does lots of work.
He did so much damage in that. Like everyone kind of got attracted to the point, and he managed to get loads of sticky damage on. And they're going to favour this right-hand rollout. Hopefully, mercVision learn their lesson, try not to challenge them here, because they could just go right side and dominate that area. Instead, they've gone there, but they're a bit late, so they're kind of not in a good position. They haven't got much control of the map.
You can see that Budget Toucans, you already had Maccy and Shaggy already all the way across that side, pushing into that kind of banana section. Ace is going to go down as well on the way out. But they just didn't take any ground. They stayed too low on that floor, even by that little elbow section, and just kind of got spammed away, and that's why we saw Ace go down. And you can see that you've got P, Shaggy, and Maccy already in that lower section. I mean, second is just being capped now. Perez is going to die really late, which he's got an 18-second respawn, which is probably not what you want. And I think they've only got a mini sentry up. Burger's not running level 3s, which obviously you can't really attack with level 3s that well. Condor will probably do it. But you've got Duo still behind. Domato's going to actually go down from Yosh. But Budget Toucans have got this huge advantage that they can just come straight through River and Uber with if they choose to do so.
Yeah, they seem to be like talking through their push at the moment. They're sort of letting them get a little bit too close to Uber for my liking. They seem a bit indecisive. They seem to be going Riverside. 70% for Ace. He might actually get this. Yeah, they're going for the water push, and they're scared of the sniper. Now they're going in with a scout demo. Got some people in water right now. They've got the frag onto Tertio, and they've got some people on the point now. They're going to pressure the point. This is well executed. 80% for Ace as well.
Yeah, Ace not being able to get his Uber in time, but it seems to be just really well practiced Ubers. I mean, they came in with Shaggy and Silver tosspot, and Shaggy basically just sat in that top left section, sticking at that spawn. I think he did go down somewhere, but at that point they just basically threw people at the point, and Gully last can capture so fast. See if you put ×4 in it, then they're just playing this really well. It looks like mercVision are actually going to come on to this 5th mid. It's going to come all through choke. We see Beacock's going to go down. Perez does get picked up by Maccy. And I think even Fluid actually does get that direct hit onto Shaggy, so it's not going to be denied that choke. Maccy's still there, and he's still got a lot of health. Backstab himself from Tomato coming out, taking down Ace and Yosh. And only Burger is going to survive on 4 health, getting up Big Door. As Tomato looks to be walking all the way, probably around to last, to try and deny that Medihemo, although he walked into a scout. Come on, Tomato.
I mean, I questioned their decision. Like, they seem desperate to try and fight on the left side of the point, but There's two ways you can try and counter that left side rollout. You have a fast demo man who has a presence on the left early and denies the choke point, or you go straight up the right side. Rolling out choke, they just basically said to Shaggy, who's their strongest player on the other team, basically said, how would you like to do free, like 700, 800 damage for free on this mid? So sure, okay. It could have been a much cleaner mid win for them if players like Silver Toaster had been more patient. Instead of trying to run in and get frags, he just capped the point and helped their flank. Or tried to go behind them big door or something, but he just ran into the heavy and died. So it could have been
the style though of Budget Toucans to play a very fast, aggressive mids and pushes. We can see both Uber, actually it's only Uber so far from Budget Toucans. They're just going to Uber in, walk in from River, and Shaggy is actually going to get headshot by Yosh. Maccy and Vcox did go under the point, but I think they both perished.
They dealt with that so much better. mercVision, they learned their lesson. They sent a lot more people underneath to counter that threat, and they, because Silver Toaster was dead and wasn't there for the last push, or he died during the Uber, sorry, I think. They ended up having a solo with Shaggy, and solo Ubers are generally dreadful with advantage in Highlander. Tertia's gone down again before the Uber, and this is a bad Uber from mercVision. I don't think good decision I think to back off and not commit there, but they've wasted their chance. Now they're down big Uber disadvantage.
Yeah, I think the Toucans are going to look to be pushing around this big door. They've got 100% Uber now, so they've timed that very well. You've also got, still don't have anyone actually capping second. Perez is going to come behind, going to peek onto Chef, but not going to get that frag. I think actually Ace does go down from Shaggy, so my sticks from him. And Budget Toucans are still holding in this lobby area, so just going to let second captured off by Cerno and Silver. And I think they're going to do the same push again. They're going to put V-Clock clusters in water to try and, I guess, reflect people off the point. He's waiting there now. They'll wait for this Uber to come in. I guess they're timing it just right. And I think only Silver Topspot's in. But Peter actually goes down from the mini sentry. And that's not the push they wanted at all, I don't think. They lost so many players. And it's... yeah, I think many people survived. Mato and Cerno, who are both respawners.
Well played to Perez cleaning stuff up. He tried to stay away from the sort of main engagement, but as soon as they lost peace, he came in, fragged some people. They are starting to deal with that push better, but Tertia's dead again. I'm just getting really concerned the amount of time he's dying. Look at this quick big door rotation. Oh, they're in trouble now at the moment. mercVision. They should be able to recapture second. They've got all their players together, scout capping, and they're picking people off one at a time, separating them.
Yeah, we lost Tertius off Fluor go down. Spicy is sitting in the top lobby area, but I think it was too obvious. And Shaggy
just overextended.
And even Chef's going to go down as well to Perez. He's actually on a 7k now. Very large.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the combo just isn't regrouping and taking fights to give the team. Although they are doing one now, and it's a fantastic Uber. They recognise that advantage, and they've cleaned up the combo. That's what they need to do: take fights as a team. Bad play from Toucans. Their positioning wise. I mean, when you control the second point and you're disadvantaged, why hold in the lobby and give them a chance to wipe your combo? Why not hold outside and make it really hard for them? Get stickies on the door, snipers far back. They're pushing straight into middle right now. Trying to use their momentum here, Maxi.
Yeah, they seem to be able to just probably taking mid for free. And you're right about where they were holding on second. They didn't really have an escape route. I think they assumed they could just push straight in. All of mercVision came from River, I think even from top lobby and even through main. And they did just collapse and... yeah, a bit of mistime, maybe miscommunication. And I just look to be holding second in a slightly unorthodox way. You've got Shaggy sitting on top of the point. He's going to jump back round to River. Actually, the Force came out onto Ace, so he's going to have to Uber onto Tertia to try and get any sort of damage out. Peace does go down some stickies though, so they got what they wanted from the Uber, I suppose. They got something out of it. A lot of players do go down. Perez went down as well. I think Fluo, Burger, even Yosh has gone down there, and Spicy. Got down, and Budget Toucans are probably going to try and re-push this, I think. Tomato's going to get that stab onto Space Pig. Tercio goes down again to Shaggy. Only Garden Fungus is sitting on that point, who's actually now really weak, and he should just get cleaned up quite easily by V-Clocks.
Such a poor Uber. That's what I like to call Highlander 2010 Uber, where you just pop like without calling where the enemy combo is, because they were so far back, Toucans, that they didn't have to pop through the choke point early. They could have saved the Uber and walked in, or at the very least got more bodies in. But instead they've just They just had a terrible Uber, didn't get any cap time, lost their medic after the Uber faded. And Toucans just held the high ground and stayed alive. So, not the most impressive Uber, that one. The first one was good, the second one was bad.
It has allowed Toucans to just take this mid, and neither team are really contesting the mid point. They're just going to giving up and defending off second. But Budget Toucans aren't careful, then they're going to let all of mercVision just walk in through big door, because they lost Chef and they lost Cerno, who were both sitting on that big door, and Silver Toasters had to fall quite far back, just holding close to the choke. Perez, if anyone, can probably peek in, and he'll probably be able to take that 1v1 on Silver Toaster. But it looks like they're actually going to be walking round through choke. I think they just bullied, I think they got rid of Spicy. I think Tercio did go down, Fleur went down. And you're going to get Max out in lobby, so they're going to have no sniper for last. That's going to stop any kind of drops or forces. And I think mercVision now should just fall back to last with their Uber. I don't think it's the right decision to try and hold forward, unless they're trying to get an early force off.
They did a good job, they bought time for their Uber. So they did the right thing, they managed to keep their Uber on last. I noticed that their flank has been very aggressive and wasn't very aggressive in big door, mercVision, so they kind of kept the players from Toucans out of big door and then they dropped back at the right time. So that was actually really good defensive play and sort of playing territory really well. But now they're back on last and there's a bomb in by Chef. Oh, who's got a bit of damage, but they denied it in the end. There's some frags being exchanged, but nothing really important is happening.
No, Chef and Jelly. I think Spicy uses Dead Ringer, so it's like half a pick. But I suppose Jelly could be quite a big pick if you can deny the slot. You don't have to worry about your medic sits. But we just see the Uber, I think, came first out from mercVision. I think they used first piece of, I think, a 20% slightly more. So see, Space Pig's going to be the first post Uber death from that, and I think Budget Toucans will probably be the type of team to just push straight off of this. Although Tercio brings him peeking that lobby area, but he doesn't get caught out, which is good. The piece is going to get back definitely in that river area, and Jelly's going to go down as well from Fleur.
And water.
Yeah, Shaggy's sitting with B-Clock very close in that water area, but if he's not careful, he'll get flanked by Burger. But no, it looks like they're going to fall back out, regroup. It's not like they're rushed for time, they're 2 rounds up and you've got 12 minutes, so it's not like you're panicking just yet.
Well, it's quite strange, really. They're losing quite a few frags now, kind of on their own. This is good play by Toaster to push up and start capping and call for his team to come and help him. He's doing good here. He needs his team to come and support him. There's some action going on in lower, and that was delaying the push.
See Tercio go down again though.
Yeah, he keeps dying. It's really concerning me, the amount of deaths he has, Tercio, and this medic's piece is caught out. Oh, he manages the trade.
Only with Fleur though.
This is crazy. There's like 1 or 2 players just sort of fighting on seconds. Yosh is still there on Riverside. Everyone's kind of hiding from him. And now the Demonman's come and joined the fight. He wants to try and cap this, but the spawns are in big door. Tercio is caught out again. They're sort of pushing one by one. It's not vintage Highlander play, but it seems to be working. They're getting people on the cap.
Yeah, this is really sloppy. I don't get what either team is trying to do. They're just sending players in one by one. I don't. Yeah, where's the coordination? But it's not like it's doing anything bad. They got a few picks off, but it hasn't really done that much for the game. Budget Toucans still lost that second point, and they seem to be looking to be able to hold this quite well. Spicy did come down that drop down area, but he's going to go out really easily. Oh, because he's running Dead Ringer, of course he is. And I think they should be able to hold this big door quite easy. It's only Burger sitting there so far. He might actually go down. No, he's going to somehow absorb a rocket, but he didn't take any damage. That was weird to watch. But if anything, they've actually fallen back closer to choke rather than hold forward. I think it's because they do only have 90%. Whereas
they're trying to push in. They know it's their turn to push.
Yeah, mercVision have used all the way in through this choke. So many players. They do drop Space Pig though. He's going to get meat shot by Silver Toaster. Macky's going to go down, and so is Cerno. And there goes Ace as the Uber fade. So a much better Uber from Budget Toucans, including that conch as well. President's going to get Ambassador domed by Tomato. Tercio's going to go down as well.
Oh, it's Nenji on the medic. Oh,
but Pete's going to get meat shot. Oh no, great save by Jelly. There's still a mini though somewhere, I think.
Yeah, it's a confusing fight. The players all over the place just getting chased away. There's no real good positioning from from mercVision, but at the same time, players were chasing frags so much that their medic didn't follow them. The med kind of just sat on the second middle and almost got himself picked. It would have been a really cheap frag, but it's really important to stay connected to your medic, as it doesn't matter where your position is. Medic and demos, or medic and pyros, or medic and heavies need to stay near each other, or your medic can die to bullshit like engineers.
So you're speaking from experience there?
Yeah, I've played enough times in this game to die from everything as a medic and kill everything as a medic, so...
We're just going to watch two people just sitting in this lobby. Both medics are pretty much the same Uber. I think there's like, what, 3% difference? So they're both going to have Uber. And it's only going to be what team, I guess, make or goes for a play, or who somehow works a frag in. I don't think I don't see it being mercVision to go for it. But we do see actually Tomato's going to go down, so Spicy. Godmonger's as well, she does get sticked out by Shaggy, so there's two picks on the side of Budget Toucans that they could push off. But a pyro on the side doesn't really get you that much. Yosh goes down as well, you've got no sniper, so you can push your combo forward.
So the way Tertia's been playing, he's going to push first opportunity, but there's a bomb in. It's a really good force by Chef. He recognised nobody was watching that top area. Comes in and gets it, gets the force. Now this is really, really good, because they can push with their full Uber advantage. If they wanted to, they could even try and kill the clock, but I don't think they will. I think they'll go for their favoured water push again.
Yeah, see Budget Toucans, I think Peace was all the way out in that top river section, which was a really good place to hold. There's no way that he was going to get there. But Spicy does come in, and he misses so many stabs. He doesn't get Shaggy or Peace. I don't even Jelly, actually. And Jelly does go down from Yosh, but the Ubered combo from Budget Toucans is just going to overpower mercVision, walk onto that point.
Perfect.
And capture it off and make it 4-1.
Yeah, Spicy kind of choked a little bit. He really needed a big frag there. He didn't. They got the two people in water again. Tertia should be trying to read that Bella, get stickies ready for them over the point, or maybe even just in water. Or they should keep people waiting for those two people in water, and then they should just position their pyro ready to deny Uber and their combo in a strong position. But they're not really countering it, so they really need this win, mercVision. This time they're going straight up the right side, or some of them sort of slowly up the right side. But Toucans are just they got out really early. They're not tagging, they just left straight away. Good
yeah, Perez immediately came in, got that first entry frag onto V-Clocks, and then actually Fluo and Perez combined took down Shaggy. We see Simple Toaster and Tomato also go down at the end of that kind of mid-exchange. And yeah, Budget Toucans just seems to fall straight out, just because they lost their demo so early, and Shaggy's such an important player for them. Sure, demos are for everyone, but if you compare about the impact of what Tercio's done compared to Shaggy, then Shaggy's such a bigger pick and such a vital player for Budget Toucans to try and keep alive.
Yeah, they went straight into lobby and tried to wrap around them on river. The med's been caught out by Cherno. They chased too much of the Uber. Tercio again was chasing frags, not thinking about his medic's position after Uber, and their med's been caught out in lobby. They dropped Space Pick at the start of the Uber as well. I mean, they had, from Peace's point of view, he elected not to use the Uber to defend the point, but he gets backstabbed by Spicy. He might regret that decision.
Yeah, we do see Peace. Yeah, big +2. There must be, someone must have a chain for +2. John must have one. He'll tell me if there isn't. We haven't seen any body shots yet, so no body shot emote we're going to see. But yeah, even though both medics did die actually in quite odd positions, Peace is going to be sat there with a kind of 35-40% advantage over Peace, and that should really give them what they need to just straight off and hopefully make it 4-2.
That kind of that pick does give him a chance for 50% Uber advantage, but it's not one of those opportunities that are really clear cut. You kind of have to work. Perez almost killed Shaggy, but I think that's a really poor death from him, because they have 50% advantage. He shouldn't be dying right now. He should be trying to get involved in Uber tertiaries. They're just losing everyone before the Uber. This is tilting me, Maxi. Tilting me. They've Ubered this really poor as well. They're not going to get anything done with this. I think that's their best chance. Gone.
Peacock's playing, I would just call that kind of cookie cutter in the books, play Pyro defending last, just denied that whole combo out. He does actually get picked by Spicy in that secret area, but Macky's going to clean him up. And it looks like mercVision actually rotated round to this river area. Mato is behind, he could actually get a pick, he's actually not, he's going to get completely slammed by Garden Fungus. And I think actually no, mercVision have decided to fall back and rotate again into lobby. I think it's because they have 50% Uber disadvantage right now. As we see Yosh get headshot as well. I can't see. I think Spicy actually is only coming into lower now, so it's not like that Peace is going to get backstabbed. But he does come in though. He's maybe trying to work a pick in. I can't see anyone else trying to go for a play.
He's not going to get the medic. No chance. But if he does, it's really, really poor. This is perfect for Toucans. They can just sit here. They've elected not to push out. Just bleed the clock down. They might lose this round because they've been passive, but they're going to kill enough time, in my opinion, to win the game, which is all they need. Here they come early, but they're trying to copy the Toucan strat. How will these deal with the counter in the Toucan strat? We'll see. They've placed their heavy in water.
He goes down. See Tercio goes down. Burr goes down. Yosh goes down. Spicy goes down. P-Rez also goes down from Shaggy. On the other hand, you see only Chef and V-Clocks win enough budget Toucans. So many players dying for that push. And I think Ace and Garden Fungus will be getting out. Jelly does go down from Fleur, but it's not. That's not really that important of a pick. It's not really, almost worth not mentioning. He does get cleaned up by Silver Toaster, and even Garden Fungus should actually get this frag onto Silver Toaster. So there'll be no cap time actually onto that second. The budget Toucans will probably have to fall back onto last again and try and hold this another time. And actually, Maccy gets domed in that lobby, and Tercio doesn't want to hang around at all. He's going to go straight in. He's just going to get. Well, really, he got the one in the corner. Shaggy gets backstabbed by Spicy. And only Garden Fungus, who also actually goes down. But Spicy actually on the point, gets so much cat time. He's actually still alive around that water area. He can actually uncloak again and just try and go for this cap. He's actually going to get that sap on entry. Keep getting that cap time, but he isn't actually going to get the cap time off. He's going to kill him by Silver Toaster. And Fleur dies as well.
Yosh is just trying to quick scope people and missing everything. Oh, such a scrappy fight, but that was their last chance. mercVision to get anything done. I think they're trying to push out now, because I feel like they think the game's won. Oh, they have Uber. There's not really any reason to. It's a bit risky, but it's like a really scrappy fight on second now. Shaggy getting completely out the end by Tercio, hitting some pipes there. It's the best play of the match there, but they're going to get the cap time. That should condemn them to defeat. Right now, that last Uber push, Maxi was your classic by Toucans pushing out too slowly into the spawn wave, and then mercVision couldn't cap quick enough before the spawns came in for Toucans.
But even budget Toucans now, there are 3 players down, 4 players down now in the last 5. V-Gox goes down as well. Peace is going to get meat shot by Perez. Maxi down. It's actually going to be. Actually, that was the end of the round. That's because HUDs are still broken. They've suddenly used crits, but this will be 4-2.
They have a tiny chance. If Toucans lose here, I'll criticise them heavily for pushing out, but I don't think they will.
No, we're down to our final 2 minutes of our first map of our high semi-finals between Budget Toucans and mercVision. So we come on to our, I believe it's our 7th mid. A lot of round coming out. See Chef, Shaggy jumping straight into that top right section. Macky's going to get headshot because he Fleur go down. Tercio does get fragged by V-Clocks. And Peace is now trying to fight off Spicy, who doesn't actually get. I think he got some random flail stab off, but didn't get anything. And Chef comes in, does get a rocket off onto Ace, 2 rockets, but Gun Fungus is able to reflect him away. And if anything, actually Shaggy and Peace have rotated round into that elbow area. Does get a pipe onto Space Pig. V-Clocks does go down, and Shaggy does get fragged by Gun Fungus. He's finished off. It's only going to be Silver Toaster and Peace in that banana area. They're actually building. They actually built that final few percentages. That's a very weird thing to see. But it was great. Kind of just, I think, outbuild Ace, but it's not going to be enough. And Project 2 can just fall back off, probably onto second, and give up that midpoint finally to mercVision with only a minute to go.
I feel so bad for Ace, like running around. He did a really good job positioning himself on that middle, and he's got to follow people like Tercio around who just does not care where his medic goes at all. He doesn't seem to care. I'm very critical of Tercio on this map because his rollouts, he's doing the 2010 rollout where you on Gully where you do the sticky jump through the lobby, through the lower lobby to the pack, when you should do the classic rollout, the extremer rollout, where you go into the balcony area and then to the door. That's slow to mid, and that's why Shaggy's always beating him there and sticking off the health pack, and he's putting his team down on the back foot instantly. I mean, it is okay, it's dead time. I won't blame him too much, about his positioning on the last Uber fight, but it just concerns me about where he leads his teams into really bad positions and fights, and they're just so uncoordinated. I mean, it might not be his fault, but that's my observation.
And we do actually see the map end, the 6th round, but it's not, it's actually the 7th round actually. It didn't end because of map time, and Budget Toucans is going to take the first map in this best of 3. I suppose you should mention it's 4-2, but it doesn't really matter, they got the first map. And now let's over-examine some logs and make some ridiculous claims, such as who did some fat damage. Was it Shaggy? He got over 600 damage a minute.
Yeah, he was having a comfortable game.
He went 36 to 17, but he also got top frags. There's a reason why people say that Shaggy could very easily be in Prem. Maybe we'll see him either debut Budget Toucans or see some shuffle or shake-ups. That'd be quite cool to see. So he's going to get 36 frags, followed by actually Perez on 32. He actually played really well for sure. It's you could say that Scout can't do much, and maybe 5CP would favour him, but no, the amount of times that really he kind of, if anything, picked up the slack that kind of Tercio gave. I mean, Tercio's all the way down frag-wise on 17. He's in like the bottom third.
It's too comfortable for the combo. If you want to read into stats, like you can say, just look at the damage taken stats and the death stats for the combo classes on Toucans, compare them to their opposite numbers. I mean, I thought Ace did a decent job in terms of positioning on most occasions, one or two little things, but when you look at his combo, people like Space Pig and Tertia were just constantly getting picked before Uber fights and stuff, are just taking too much damage, in my opinion, too early. Maybe there's some miscommunication. Maybe they're not being decisive enough about when they want the Uber to be used, or maybe maybe their medic isn't playing the way they want them to. I don't know, but I don't really think they're playing very well. Shaggy played very, very well. He dominated the middles, but Tertia wasn't really putting him under pressure at all. And if your demo man's dominating middles and your demo can't counter him, it's up to other players to try and get stuff in. So maybe Pires should focus on trying to pressure the demo man out, or they should just try and take the other side. I think it was the middles that really caused them problems. mercVision, they lost almost everyone. If you look at the stats, it's only the rounds they won that they actually won the mid.
I mean, what's interesting to point out is, since we talk about frags and reading your things, is if you look at who got frags on what, if you compare the two demos, you look at Tercio, you look at Shaggy. So the first thing I see is you see 6 frags for Shaggy. He got 6 scout frags for Tercio's 1 and 6 heavy frags. So he's doing a lot more kind of combo damage rather than just picking off frags. I mean, you compare 3 demo picks against 5, that's not that much. 3 and 4 medic frags, 3 snipers each, 2 and 3 spies. Really, Shaggy was just he's really hitting the heavy and the scout a lot more if you do draw comparisons. I suppose Pyro as well. But 6 heavy frags means you don't have that big bullet kind of sponge, you don't have that big shield to absorb a lot of damage. And I think, actually, it still was Space who took the most damage. If you consider 6 of his deaths were then from Shaggy, then definitely would add up after a while. I'm quickly going to touch on medics, because obviously, being a medic main Hildreth, you can obviously show that both medics over 1,000 heals a minute is considered good. Did see drops from both teams. Ubers are pretty much similar. Is there really any major stats you see from medics that are sticking out?
Nah, not really. You can't tell too much about medics from stats. I think the more important things about medics generally just their positioning during fights and things you don't see, like how they play with their combo classes. And I mean, if you look at the stats of Ace, I mean, he did more heals, got more Uber charges. So I mean, that could mean many different things. So it doesn't really say a lot, to be honest. We're moving into Badwater, Maxi. I think this is probably a good map for mercVision. They probably picked it. Actually, I'm not sure who actually picked the maps, because the higher C you can choose.
This is It's actually the other way around. Gully was mercVision's pick.
They picked that. They were they were awful middles. Why would they pick it when they're so bad? This is probably a precursor for Sunday's game. We'll probably lose every mid to Bureau.
Well, as far as I know, what week was Gully on? Week 7.
Yeah.
So mercVision actually played Unpoppable in week 7 and won 4-1. Obviously, we had a Poppable in Prem in Season 9. So, they've recently played that map. They must have the confidence to go and do it.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Then again, Budget Toucans obviously also played week 7. They played that against, I believe it was Beyblade, Bonanza Extravaganza? And they got another easy 6 points. I think they smashed them 5-1. So, quite comfortably again. So, both teams went, well, we both won Gully. Let's, I guess, go for it.
They look so much more comfortable on the mids on Gully. Toucans, whilst I think mercVision seemed to do okay in some of the fights, the Uber fights, but the mids were really causing them problems. They were constantly down advantages. Just put them on the back foot. So I think Badwater is a good map for them in this case because their flank players are doing a decent job. It's their combo that aren't really stepping up, so maybe they can get something done on the flank, on defense.
The thing with Budget Toucans and Badwater, though, is many people, especially in the high division, obviously, which I am extremely well known in, of which used to be Division 3, is that Budget Toucans are... I think they even used to play Bureau, because they have this little kind of weird team mesh going on. The Team Cola Slash is how I describe it. But it's back when Budget Toucans were in mid. I believe they were playing Euro and I think other kind of top high teams and actually beating them on Badwater. So that definitely sits in the favour of them if they were beating these teams last season, and Budget Toucans have only gone strength to strength. And that's probably why they're in this position now. So, especially if they pick this map, I think it's going to be anything a clean sweep for Budget Toucans, and they'll win this 2-0 and go and place Super Dickmans in the final.
I don't feel confident for mercVision. Thinking about where they played their combo last map, Spicy seems to be having a bad game. He hasn't been very effective. Yosh has got 130 ping. Pyrrhus and I think Pyrrhus is probably one of their only players that's playing well. Yosh is playing okay as well, but it's going to be hard for them. Here comes the suicide.
Peggy does come with a big bomb, but he's not going to actually get Ace. But huge rocket from Chef is actually going to force off Ace. Gets one direct and then the other splash. So there's that first respawn. We're taking down Tomato, Shaggy, Vhawks, and Chef.
But
what
was he doing with the SG? What was he doing with the SG? Did he move the SG as they bombed? Like, what?
Yeah, Burger moved it from that top section around just above that little.
He just got his mid force. I don't know.
I think they're meant to stop it getting destroyed, because obviously we see players come in trying to get the medic and the sentry at the same time. But all they ever really force Ace and Budget Toucans they have actually had to use though. The Uber just about fading now. Still haven't taken down the sentry. There it goes, and they're hoping, I would think, Budget Toucans to take and really take the ground and push mercVision back as far as they can. Yosh though is really far forward. I really want him to get caught out because he should be punished for that. But he's not.
His team should go roof. Like they can. That was a good Uber denial, and they have Uber. They should try and hold roof because Tosspot died. By the soldier, Fluo stayed in and killed Tosspot, so they had nobody on the cart except ×1. So they want to go back. So I think giving up roof here is not the best call. So they must be focusing on their third hold right now. If they can buy some time on this second and then get good transition back to third, I think it will be good for them. No, they're just dropping back. They're not even doing anything really to stop them. The sniper's in a good position now, they should get out. The sniper's in a really good position.
Yeah, Jelly's on
taking
the
pot
top.
shots at the medic.
Almost trying to get Ace. He doesn't even drop down. Big pick from Jelly. I was told that I can't call him out, for technically you could say he replaced me, but I didn't want to play anyway, obviously. There's a reason why Jelly is...
He had like 4 or 5 free shots at the Ace. So Ace put himself in that position, and it was really bad play.
Wonder. But
yeah,
I think
he had 3 or 4 clean shots on him.
But Shaggy does actually get his Uber, and he does actually get headshot by Yosh. So Burger's still actually got the level 3 up on third. So even though Ace does drop, Peace is also dead, and he's only respawning now. So if anything, that drop just forced mercVision back onto third, and they can set up a strong hold. Whereas Budget Toucans obviously captured second. They got their 2 points in 1 minute and 47 seconds, which is a pretty fast time. I think we normally see first, second, third capture quite quickly, and last was the struggle. And I guess now that level 3, Yosh is in a good position. I think Space Pig and even Fleur are in pretty good positions, and it should just hopefully be a quite strong third hold.
Yeah, that was a rush to, but like we were too busy talking about Jelly's drop and who's the better sniper. There's a big suicide actually coming in on Ace. Brilliant jump by Shaggy. Synced it really, really well with the rest of his team as well. Chef. They knew that they were holding close to that balcony. They didn't have the. They know that because you hold close to the balcony, you don't have the SG protection. Plus, you're jumping around the blind corner. It's so hard to deny people doing the suicide. So really good play. But yeah, just as we were talking about how they rushed their original third push, they gained another advantage, Maxi.
Yeah, I think Fleur did actually go down really weak, and Ace dying is not exact, or even using. Shaggy actually gets soloed again. It seems to be the kind of Budget Toucan's way. They actually get blasted off really high up. They do actually Burger moves that sentry back round. He's only got level 1 up, and Budget Toucan's actually be able to hold this corner off. Unless there's a lot of spam come out, the space is going to get domed, and that should really prompt that fall back. Unless, well, Gunpump almost looking to overextend a little bit too much. But he played it, I think, just about right. And Churchill looks to be, I think, probably puts things in that corner. And Silvertone's going to come around from the corner. Doesn't get anything just yet. Churchill will be pushing this last.
Better play by Tertio. They're actually using this con trying to fight them on choke now, but it's better play by Tertio. He didn't overextend or take his medic into a bad position. This time he defended the point as best he could in a bad situation. Yeah, I disagree about the solo Uber from Shaggy. The way they're playing it. They're not giving themselves much chance of chasing if they don't take a pyro in or something. But here we go, another Uber. And Space Pig dropped.
We do see Space Pig go down, and I think Peace flashing some more plays. They're trying to get something off, no. And the Soda's going to go down. He does actually get sticked off by Shaggy, so Peace can, if he can stay alive, he can work on this advantage. Jelly's going to get that headshot onto Yosh. Maccy does get dropped by, I think, Perez, and who's actually cleaned up by Yosh. A kind of air meat shot in a sense by V-Clocks, and Budget Toucan's actually got enough frags. It's only Garden who does go down from V-Clocks. And it's only these spawners. V-Clocks does finally go down, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as Budget Toucan should be able just to overpower this point and actually get all 4 points in 5 minutes and 21 seconds, so a really quick time.
The curse of Tertio strikes again. I wanted to praise him last push because I felt I was too critical of him in the first match, and then he does like the Uber was so dreadful defensively from mercVision. They didn't know who they were going to Uber, so they ended up trying to flash 3 people. The Heavy wanted to take the Uber, the Pyro wanted to take the Uber, the Demo wanted to take the Uber, the Med had to drop one of them. He couldn't keep them both alive, and then after the Uber, Tertio wastes all of his ammo against invincible players, then he stands in front of them with no ammo and his medic behind him trying to fight 4 people by himself. Like, what are you doing? It's a choke point, just let them through it, yeah. Reload and try and fight them when you have ammo, when they're closer to your teammates, when your medic is in a good position that he can't be fragged from. Use the cover of the map, use your teammates, don't try and fight them when you've lost an Uber fight. Like, you should just be more patient. Just let the Heavy or the Pyro take the Uber, and they need someone basically to decide who's going to be leading the Uber, who isn't. It's tilting me, Maxi. It's tilting me.
But you get when you have to drop. You have to watch us. Well, I think he's better than some Prem games you've seen, but if you're watching high games, you're thinking this is not the standard that you try and uphold. As we do see,
so poor defensively.
Yosh is going to be the first casualty. He's immediately going to get domed by Mr. Jelly. And Tomato's also going to use that They're going to try and get behind, I think. Let's see where he's actually going to go. As you know, he's just going to just sit and try and get some fat headshots. But still haven't seen a suicide wave come in. It looks like that mercVision actually going to push a lot of players in through that tunnel section. Tomatoes have Dead Ringer again, so Yosh still not getting that pick. Mook's going to come back to the tunnel, but actually Space Pig's actually now sitting in that tunnel area, pushing that cart quite a long way up. But finally Tertio jumps in, gets like 2 stickies off on the sentry, which doesn't do any damage. And so far, there hasn't really been enough of a push. At least there hasn't been enough aggression coming out from mercVision to get something in. We do see Fluid now try and peek that corner with the dead direct hit, but he's actually going to get taken a stick and jump away.
It's like Highlander. People are afraid to die for their team. Like, it's first point, you're going to get spawns in 5 seconds. I've just watched them do a really good job pushing the cart with the engineer, and with a short circuit there, fist is still heavy, the scout. They got it to the corner, then everyone just ran away. They could have pushed that cart through and forced their combo to rotate, but instead they just ran away when they were weak. They didn't die, and then they went and healed up, and 20 seconds later they were dead anyway. What's the point? Just suicide for your team. Now they've been forced to push with Uber into a pyro because they're desperate.
Yeah, we see BlackOut actually quite easily denying this, going to get that flash onto Shaggy as well, which should just buy them a lot of time. And we're actually a minute and a half in, so you've now got to push these. Actually, you've got to cap all 4 points in 3.5 minutes, which is a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get this. They're too comfortable on the top left. They really need something to happen from mercVision, some really big play. They've got Jelly down, so they've got the advantage to maybe get their sniper in a good position. Maybe you can get the big med pick. And they are pressuring this hill. They're doing a lot better at pressuring them now.
Yeah, but
getting some good damage.
A lot of damage is coming out. Do you actually get that sentry? And Sono does no engineer. Tosu doesn't get backstabbed, and even Chef gets a pick onto Yosh. He's going to jump around and try and get that frag onto Ace. He's going to get forced on that top kind of hill cliff area. Macky's still alive. They're trying to get that pick onto Garden Fungus, or at least onto anyone, but he's actually going to die as well. And Tomato's still actually behind on that cart, but he's going to get caught. He's going to try and get out with that dead ringer. And
he was just sat on the cart. He did a good job actually killing the cart players because he bought time for his team to get back, even though Peace is dead. That could have been a lot worse for Toucans, but they managed to regroup on third.
Yeah, they're be trying to get a stronghold on third. Sono's really got that Spencer building, trying to get a sentry up as well. But mercVision need to act really fast. They don't even have second yet. They've only got 2 minutes 20 seconds. They have to basically constantly push this cart with ×4, I think, to even win it. It's going to be really close. I think if any push they don't do kind of by the book perfectly, it will kind of cost them the game.
Yeah, you're right. They have to. Everything has to be perfect from this point on. There's a good kill on Yosh by Jelly, so there's no sniper on this fight. That could be decisive, I think, at the end of the fight, as they push him with a very small Uber advantage.
Tosu threw milk and just hit that roof. Doesn't understand what the arc of that is. And usually Vehicles do go down, but he denied a lot of that Uber. Come out purely solo into Shaggy again, which is actually going to work really well if he can get that damage. You get that flash as well onto Silver Toast. He's going to jump around that corner and take down Ace. Spacebee's going to get domed as well, but Spicy's going to get 1 pick onto Peace, I think, in that house area. But I'm not sure that's going to be enough to allow mercVision to push in. They've got just under a minute and a half now to capture third and last, but they're still level 3. You've still got a demo and a sniper, and now Tomato and Beagle's going to be there, so they've got so many heavy players to defend this third.
Yeah, the key thing is even though they had 20% Uber advantage and they got a few kills in the Uber, is they managed to push their team back all the way to the second point, so they couldn't kill anything like the engineer, they couldn't kill the SG, they couldn't kill the sniper. So, you know, at the end of the fight, there just wasn't enough done. So unfortunately they cannot get this third point and they cannot win this first round, so it's going to be 1-0 Toucans. Maxi, I've been
You're calling this early?
Well, it's 1-0 and there was only 30 seconds left.
35 seconds. You could believe in mercVision. Players could just go very large.
No, there's no time.
You could believe.
I'm getting angry at mercVision. Just the way they played that defense round last time. They pushed okay, but they just put themselves under too much pressure on this third point. So they couldn't spend their time executing suicide, or you know, they were forced to do rushed pushes, which is not what you want to do when you're pushing third. You want to get yourself like an 8-9 minute defense time, so you can have a couple of minutes to crack third and fourth.
Yeah, they didn't give themselves enough time with Toucans pushing in, what, 5 minutes 21 seconds? And it's going to be the first round to Budget Toucans. So we're going to see teams swap round, and Budget Toucans as their map choice, I think it was a great pick for them. They got a really fast captain, and they can give mercVision any time at all to allow themselves to make a mistake. They had to do everything perfectly, and they just didn't get that. So I'm gonna have a quick look at these logs if both teams don't immediately ready up. But with a 13-minute game, it's not going to be easy to look at logs. I mean, the top damage.
Too much.
I mean, Shaggy got just about 6k damage, which I'd be like, well, that's not so great. I mean, 450 damage a minute, but there you go.
Look at his deaths. That's probably going to be more key than his damage.
6 deaths. Tercio with 8 overall. Yosh died 12 times compared to Jelly only at 5. That's quite a big difference. Yosh was down actually quite a lot. I don't actually know what Yosh died to. He actually got,
he got sniped quite a lot.
Yeah, he died from Jelly 5 times and 4 from Tomato. So
he's getting targeted probably by the flank. They probably recognise he was one of their best players in the last map, so they know he's a threat.
The most damage of all the players. You expect it to be potentially Space Pig on the losing team as the heavy, but he only got 4,800 damage taken. Then it was Fleur, then Yosh with over almost 5,200 damage taken. So yeah, he kind of got shut down. Sure, he got 11 frags, which is, you know, it's the second highest on mercVision, just below Perez, but they seem to be getting focused quite hard. Medics, yeah, they did pretty good. There's not really anything to mention that much. A's obviously dropped from that headshot.
It's that thing again. I was talking about Peace and Tertio and Space Pig. And even Garden Fungus is a merc, so I'll let him off. But those 3 combo classes, they seem so uncoordinated. None of them. I don't know who's leading the main calls, but they just don't know. I don't know whether Tertio's just positioned himself poorly, or maybe he's just Peace isn't popping when he wants to. But they need somebody to take control and say, okay, we want this person to take the Uber. We want this person to do this. But now they're on offense. On this offense, I would like to see them do a suicide. Here it is. It's decent. Tertio got some damage, and the Pyro's running as well, and the med just about survives from the dispenser. It was okay, but the he wrangled the SG. So yeah, I'd like to see them actually do suicides and not bait each other this time, which is what they didn't do there.
Yeah, we still haven't seen a really respawn wave. I'm hoping to get. You're going to see that direct hit Solly try and jump around that corner, but it's not going to be enough. Tercio is going to max out, and even Space Pig actually gets picked off by Maccy, and Godfung's actually is going to get headshot just outside that tunnel area. So a really strong hold so far for Toucans on this first point of Babel. So
look at the SG position. This is key. It doesn't cover the cart, so if they send their Pyro cart with maybe a soldier and a scout, they can actually win the cart fight and get that cart moving, and then they're going to force people to drop down to it. It's just one scout on the cart right now. They can easily take that cart out. They're trying to bang their head and fight this hill. I disagree with that. They should try and get 3 people, push the cart, move it forward, and then they'll open gaps at the front. Instead of the cart going backwards.
Silvertoast is just sitting on that cart. They're trying to take a 1v1. He actually get directed by Fluo.
Imagine how good this would be if his scout was with him right now. They'd be under so much more pressure. But look, they've managed to force people backwards, which is what they needed to do.
Tomato doesn't jump down, take down Space Pig. Maybe he didn't want to risk that mistake pick, at least maybe he couldn't get to it in time. He does get 1 frag, and if you survive, he's not going to get immediately killed. And it puts Ace in a bit of an odd position, because he's really only got Tercio as a heavy class. Doesn't have Pyro, doesn't have Fluo. He's going to have to solo Uber on Tercio.
This is bad.
Might flash onto Fungus, which he does. Probably going to flash quite a few players. He's going to drop Yosh. And Space Pig's going to get domed by Jelly on the way out. And if anything, he's going to just force all of mercVision to fall straight back into spawn.
He doesn't even have to use. He knew no one was touching him. He knew none of his players were weak. It was just like, he was just like, yeah, I'll just sit here. They're not going to touch me. It's too easy. Pires, go on the cart. He tried to go on the cart there, but go with your teammates. Send 3 people on the cart at once.
Yeah, the cart's been pushed up enough that
do another suicide wave. Do something different.
I feel they could get onto the cart and it would do something. Or at least try and start pushing the cart and force the combo off. But so far they just seem to be second players in. They've only got a minute and a half left to cap this first point, which most teams will go, oh, that's fine, you end up capping first, but it might actually not be the thing. It might actually defend first at this rate. They've got such a strong position. They've got all the players up. Sure, Jelly's weak at 30 health, but everyone else has got most of their health, and mercVision are 3 players down, including Space Pick and Tercio, and even Yosh is down as well.
They got a pick on Jelly. They managed to find that frag. The scouts, Pyros is trying to get in on the left. He managed to get one kill, but I just feel like because of the position that SG is in, the weakness is probably going to be the tunnel. But here we go. They've got an Uber. Piece's Uber's going to be so much better. Except he dies. He's gone down. Oh dear. So finally they're going to get something done on this map. There's still a heavy on the cart. He's taken the engineer completely by surprise. Maccy on the cart. He'll buy a little bit of time, but finally a decisive fight. And they did a good job. They got onto the hill because of the SG placement and the sniper being down. They were able to walk on that hill without being pressured too much. Oh, Pyro's still in. Oh, he's dead. And they got their Uber close to them. And Peace, I think he dropped Uber there. Did he, Maxi?
I think Peace did actually did get dropped. I think Yosh pushed up the whole cliffside and did just about get that angle up. I didn't actually see it, but I'm assuming so. But someone called me out in Twitch chat, as they always seem to do. But Cerno's already got a level 1 up on third. They don't get that built quickly, they just don't get that out. Usually Tercio does get stabbed. And I'm trying to know what Spicy's trying to do. He ended up actually surfing over the medic's head. That was a very weird movement to see. And I think they've just about held on, or at least delayed this, just stunted it slightly. And Vision to be just healing everyone up and to try and push onto the third.
Yeah, they've consolidated their position onto third point nicely. But 4 minutes 33 seconds is good for 2 points, so they should be happy with that. And they have Uber. And Ace has just been sniped. Jelly with a big drop. I think, was he trying to go main there, Ace? Yeah, he was just crossing through the sight line, and he got picked off by Jelly. So that's going to make things really hard. They need to pick themselves up.
I'm just trying to watch to see what both teams are trying to be doing, of any positioning wise. Peace does keep checking behind, and Vcox I know he plays a very close combo. I've seen quite a few comparisons actually with Steve Panda, kind of the levels and the style, just the level of play he brings in. So if he makes Prem, he'd be very good.
Steve Panda's, he's always at the combo at the right time. He's always away from the combo at the right time. Vcox seems to be a very defensive player. But you know, he's kept Spicy quiet. Like, Spicy's not got anything major done in this game.
I mean, Spicy is actually sitting on 0 points. Technically he's literally done nothing. He does go down again. I'm not trying to single him out. He did say, "Don't look at me on Steam," which obviously I
well, you kind of have to
do.
If your spy has got 0 points. I mean, everyone has to pull their weight in the team, and it just isn't happening for him. It can't all be his fault as a player, but like they aren't getting anything done with their spy, and it puts your team on the back foot because Dome is doing a good job. But they've managed to build Uber, and they're going to have to. I feel like they have to make this push work. And Peace has been dropped, so that's a great start to the Uber.
Well, these videos go down as well from a pipe, but we just need to wait. They need to act pretty quick. Sono's still got the level 3 up.
Oh, they dropped Tercio.
Tercio does go down. Maccy is actually going to go down as well. Purr's going to kill by that sentry. Spicy's going to die again from the silver toss pot. And I think this third... Actually, no, basically that stab onto Space Pig, onto the cart. And even Jeff's going to get the frag onto Fluo.
Running in one at a time.
And they're just going to push back mercVision. Because Tercio does get meat shot by Silver Toaster.
This is a big difference. Like, they're actually fighting as a team. Even those 2 players say, okay, the rest of the team wasn't with them. They kind of overextended a bit.
And we do see a pause come out.
Yeah, they were fighting as a team there. Like they... Tercio getting dropped. I don't know how he died because I wasn't actually watching his POV. I'm guessing Shaggy killed him.
The Tercio got killed by Silver Toaster.
I'm sure Shaggy picked him, but he complained in the chat. He said, I'm going to kill myself, basically. But he's having that sort of game as a player. Like, I didn't see the incident, so I don't really know whether to blame him. But losing him at that time was so key, because the push just completely died out without him. Because they had uber advantage, they could have got a lot done. In the end, all they got was a couple of picks, like on classes that aren't that important. And that
they
was
seem to
it.
be doing I think they're doing a better job. They're still not actually that fast. If you compare the first 2 points of what Budget Toucans got the cap in, that was something like a minute 25. Whereas 2 points in 4.5 minutes isn't the strongest, I would say. It's not the best time. But I think as long as they get all 4 points in maybe under 15 minutes, it will be enough. It could be. But so far, 4.5 minutes for 2 points. You think whether that be, 6, 7 minutes for third, and then you're up to 10 minutes plus for last. You compare that to 5 minutes.
The way they're playing, I don't see them even capping third, to be honest. That's how the game's been for them. Every time they get some sort of advantage, and I've been in that position when we played Strong Opinions, we had so many good advantages to push. 4th point and 3rd point, we wasted a lot of them, and it cost us so much time against them. And that's how it feels like it's playing against mercVision. Is they got themselves an uber advantage there, and they wasted the opportunity of another bad uber. And they haven't really looked like breaking their hold, even with uber advantage.
We are going to see them pause. I actually know that the pause was because Perez had quite a high ping. He touched with this huge bomb in really high up. Almost get this pipe onto Peace. He takes loads of damage, but Peace was able to somehow outmaneuver these air pipes.
He did okay, like their tertiary, but the difference is it wasn't with his teammate. And when Toucans suicide their demo soldier, they're together with their team, and then there's usually a pyro suiciding from another entrance or something, or a heavy suiciding from another entrance. And that seems to be one of the differences. Here comes another suicide, but look, it's a soldier by himself. It's gonna be easy to kill him. They're just one at a time. Like that might work in mid, but it ain't gonna work at a higher level. And Toucans are playing like a team that deserves to be in Prem next season, completely controlling the game.
Yeah, they're completely dictating even the pace of the game, slowing it right down. Did you see? I'm trying to get that pick onto the meta, but he's just gonna use their dead ring again and run out. But it looks like the mercVision, if anything, they were holding really far back. Blue does actually just get randomly piped by Shaggy, but they were sitting back round by that point and close to that spawn area, which I think is so far back. You making that aggression. Look, Shaggy's walking to the house almost alone. Run go that pick on him, Tercio. Well, I say that, but obviously he's going to get backstabbed, so... I mean, and curse of the caster, I suppose.
He's having a nightmare. Like those are the sort of deaths that can really tilt you. It's going to take something really strong effort from mercVision right now to get something done. Here comes another jump up to the balcony by Fluo alone and dead again, giving his life for nothing. Good start. Spicy's dead as well.
Yeah, Spicy does go down again, and even Yoshi's going to get body shot. So I mean, there's a pick onto Chef. There's something.
That's something.
Yeah,
need more though.
There's your silver lining. But yeah, even Tertiary getting
Dome.
It's really not going the way of mercVision at all. You've only got under 3 minutes now to capture this 3rd point, but I'm starting to believe you, Hildreth, that they're not going to get this 3rd point.
That stab, like, just letting that happen, that time is just stop the push. 30 seconds wasted again, and that's what Spicy isn't doing for their team. Dometuo is buying his team 30 seconds with one play, and that's huge for one class. Whilst Spicy just hasn't done anything in this game. Okay, it's going to be hard for him because he's against a good team that are very good defensively, protecting their medic. But still, they look like they can't do anything. They're taking spam from the Emilio spam roof. You know, it's really hard for them right now. It's got to be really hard on the comms. Everybody, they've got Jelly, so they've got an opening. They could go main here potentially, and milk their Uber perhaps, if they actually choose to move.
They lose Yosh as well though. But something I want to quickly point out as we do this, if anything, this kind of stalemate, this kind of dead air, is look at how many points Berger has at 31 compared to Cerner at 15.
Well, he he is playing the offense. That's usually a sign that your team is dying a lot and taking teleporters, which is usually a sign that your team are stuck on a point.
Which we seem to see. We see them stuck on this third point. We've seen another go by.
Coming in for
Yeah, Pires still quite
look at
high
these
ping.
pings for mercVision. It's not just Yosh, it's Pires, it's the two Italians. So things are just getting bad for worse for them.
Yeah, I
this
think
is not a game they're going to win, I'm afraid.
No, I'm thinking they got to the back end of this.
To sound like Gary Lineker on Match of the Day, if they win this, I will stream in my underwear. I won't stream naked,
no
I
one
will get
will
arrested.
No one will want to see this. Please don't
Exactly,
it.
that's why I'm doing it.
But actually, mercVision finally getting some push time on the cart. They do Uber onto Tercio and Fungus, but it's such a better Uber from Budget 2 because they've got that high ground. They did reclock. You're going to see Burger, Space Pig, and I think even Fleur went down at the beginning. Tercio does get meat shot by Perez, but there goes Tercio again from Tomato. I think Yosh is going to get picked off as well. Jeff does go down just at the end, but it's not going to be enough. They've got 20 seconds to capture third, but actually they could capture this. You still got Sunover's level 3 in such a strong position. It doesn't look like it's going to go down at all. Especially trying to get the pick onto Jelly, but he's missing so many revolver shots. He's going to get actually meat shot by Silver Toaster, and they've got 10 seconds to capture it. Shaggy doing so much damage onto the cart. Tercio's going to get domed again. Ace all the way back. Jeff does go down. Ace is going to get meat shot by Silver Toaster, and that's actually going to... Actually, no, we're going to see a final burst from Yosh running that cozy camper, using all those heals. Perez is going to go down. Macky's going to actually save the cart, and if anything, win the game by those final frags, getting a 7k. And that is going to be a great defense budget. Toucans taking, well, stopping. Well, there you go. It's actually going to stop mercVision from even getting third. So all Budget Toucans have to do to progress to the high grand final is capture points in 4.5 minutes. Capture third, actually. They don't even have to capture last. All they have to do is capture third. Or obviously 2 points in 4.5 minutes. Which I think is really easy for them, and I'm going to call it now and say we're going to be seeing Super Dickmans against Budget Toucans in the grand final.
Yeah, and on this performance, it's deserved from Toucans. They've just been solid. Like Shaggy's has impressed. Tomato is impressed. Whilst players like V-Clocks and Maccy aren't standing out as being superb players. They're doing their jobs. And they're doing their jobs for the team. They're more organised in the combo than their counterparts. They're a little bit more defensive than I would prefer, but when you're against a team that's kind of all over the place in the combo, it's working fine because everybody's solid. Everybody's doing their jobs. They're working together as a team. Their suicides sync. They push together. Apart from those Shaggy solo Ubers, which some of them are a bit trash, but they do kind of push together, and they're getting stuff done. With their sniper and their spy.
But you see Tomato go down, so not too much of it with spy. Eat your own words. See Shaggy, this huge bottom round, does actually get that force onto Ace, combined with Chef, and even V goes down as well. Maccy does get backstabbed, but those are players that you don't mind going down.
Perfect example of coordinating a suicide. I think Ace needed to be brave there, and just risk it, because in this situation they do need a massively poor Uber. I mean, it's still possible. They are taking damage before the Uber fight, which is never a good start to an Uber. And they're up to that top left. Here they are, they're Ubering on the hill. Good damage coming in by Shaggy. Ace completely caught napping, and so was the Pyro. Pyro was not ready to deny, he was looking for a spy. Bad play by him. And they're going to get wiped here. I think it's going to be a full wipe. Space Pig sucking, it's just Pires. Well, not Perez, he does trade with Cerno, so no wipe, but, decisive. This is the game right here. Shaggy is going to sticky the door, because he knows that they have to block second.
Yeah, they've captured us so fast. They've actually got to defend second for 3 minutes. But you look at where it's already pushing, all of the players of Budget Toucans actually already... They're just sitting on that spawn. Chef does go down from a sticky trap. I don't know why you try and stick out that door, because you need to walk on that cart. You can't stick off in spawn.
And Mighty Burger's building a dispenser.
And there you go, that's it.
They
I'm not really sure what was happening there. I don't really think it was even a defender. I think it was just, okay, let's just give up. And we're not going to be going to a third map. So we are going to see Super Dickmans face Budget Toucans in the grand final. The winner of that will then progress on to Prem in season 11? Oh, we're already in season 11. And the loser of that will, I assume they're going to face, I think would be Failure.
The relegation playoff will play the Failure will play the loser of the final in the relegation playoff. And to be honest, the way Failure, I think Failures are folding with their sort of roster, so they're going to be recruiting like 6 or 7 new players again, which will probably mean that they'll give a default win to the loser. So they could have just booked their Prem spot right there, Toucans.
Well, I think they definitely deserved potentially. But if you look at how, if you take mercVision, who aren't a bad team, they won some pretty big games, but they basically got wiped completely. They just kind of played so hard by Budget Toucans, and I think Budget Toucans might be ready to move up, unless I jinx it and they do what I'm going to describe as a TC Ambition. Because we saw TC Ambition, they did pretty well. They did lose to the Bureau in season 9, and they came second and came up. Everyone thought this could be it, and they've not had a good season at all.
They changed too many there. Like, I saw them in high in the playoffs. They looked impressive. Like they just about lost to the Bureau, but they looked like did they win the league last season in high? I can't remember, but they
Bureau won last season.
Yeah, they looked almost as good as Bureau. They were unlucky to come second, and then the next season they changed too many players and came 8th. But Maxi, we have interviews. We have Maccy the heavy and Peace the medic. I wonder if anyone's going to come in for the mercVision side.
I don't think Pires will want to talk if he's lagging too much. It might be similar to the way that Premtech don't like doing interviews because they get a bit salty. But actually, no, Mito always joins anyway. But we're not here with Premtech. We're here with the at least finalists, Maccy and Peace. Well done, boys.
Thanks.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Sorry. Yeah. Thanks.
Yay!
You got any questions from Big Max, or do you want me to go? I've got loads of questions.
You've got loads of questions. I'll let you take the questions.
Although they were all for the other team, unfortunately, because I was spent half of it criticising them. But it's fine. Maccy and Peace, thanks for joining us. I don't actually have any specific class ones to ask you, so I'm just going to ask you the usual one. How did you rate the game? You seem to be completely in control, in my opinion, from start to finish.
I think it's nice that we were able to take Galios because that was their pick, and
it felt like you dominated the middles on that map. That's the way I noticed, because you seem to counter their mid all the time by pushing right, and they were determined to take that left. Like most teams would have just adjusted after 1 or 2 bad mids, but they kept trying to do it, and they kept losing mids. Was that a plan you had before the game, just to go up right side and pressure Tertio because you knew his rollout on the top left was slow, or did you just do it because it was working for you?
Well, Shaggy normally goes top right no matter what. He just likes to put out the damage that side. So
nice. That's going to help me in Prem next season.
All the time. Until it stops working.
But it never did stop working, so he kept doing it.
Yeah. It's tricky if you're going right side of mid because you can get a sniper from big door, but we usually try shut down the sniper quite early.
How do you do that?
With Le Chef bomb.
So Chef just bombs straight onto their big door, or does he just bomb on point and spam him out?
It depends. Sometimes he like switches it up like flanks like through choke around the back.
Do you think you're carried a bit by Shaggy?
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think it's bad that Hildreth is going to cut Fungi and pick up Shaggy next season?
I don't think Shaggy wants to play with Hildreth, to be honest.
I think everyone would be on to play with Hildreth. I mean, I've attended multiple international lands now with Hildreth, and there's nothing better I can think than spending a weekend with Mr. Henry Harris.
Shit talking you. Yeah, it's great experience. It's okay. I don't want to pick up Shaggy. I want to see how he does in the team that he's comfortable with. Because if he would go to a top Prem team, he would just be fitting in. But in this team, he seems to be the heart and soul of the team. And you guys kind of play around him. I feel like you do it a little bit too much, because some of your Ubers are just solo Ubers, but one of your good pushes on Gully were the water pushes. That seemed to work a lot as well. Is this something you practice? Because you seem to have a good idea of what you were doing.
Sure. So we were sending our pyro and a heavy underneath, and then as soon as we were able to get cap time, that's when we do in from river, and hopefully bait people to point and then kill them. Seemed to work pretty well. They won't.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
There's another similar push actually that I've seen at times where you put a scout underneath as well, and you basically just fire your demo stickies onto point. So I thought, the way I saw it was that it was a little bit similar, but a Highlander twist.
We like taking Silver Room with us just because he kills the pyro. Otherwise, we just get denied from river.
See, so you guys are thinking about stuff. That's good. It always helps when you think about stuff. One of the things I noticed you were doing, Maccy, because they seem to try and do the same strat, and to be honest, it is a strong strat. It's been used quite a lot, although more teams kind of have sort of variations of it, but teams do it a lot. But they try to do the same sort of thing, but you were putting yourself in water to try and deny that. Was that something you were thinking about as well?
My idea was to not let them get close to getting cap time. So if I could meet them in the underneath bit, then I could stop them going there. And I can always back up if it gets too hot.
I like these gamers, Maxi. They're thinking about the game. If only they just need a better sniper.
You imply that I'd even play for these guys. I don't even need to play anymore. I mean, Hildreth, the amount of times you've asked me this season, whoa. And if I was playing, then what would John do? BlackOut Gaming TV would not be blessed by my glorious voice and natural casting abilities.
Well, it was nice of you to let Jelly get a game today, Maxi. It was pretty decent of you.
I've watched him from the sidelines, I've given him pointers here and there, which is basically don't be bad.
Just watch one of my demos and do the opposite, and you'll win. I like it.
But let's move on. Let's move on to Badwater before we just start rubbing Hildreth's ego, which is large enough already. I don't know how your head can fit in your headset. But Badwater, obviously, Maccy and Peace was your map choice. You think it was a mistake that mercVision didn't ban it, knowing that I would also agree it's one of your strongest maps?
Do you want to take this, please? Or should I?
Yeah, sure. I was quite surprised they didn't ban it. I mean, we're really good on payload, I feel, because there's an objective and we know what to do. 5CP, we sort of wander around too much. So, I don't know. They picked Gully, which was right, but I don't know why it'd ban Steel or Viaduct against us. Maybe they're just scared of Shaggy's damage and Jelly's sniping ability.
Well, I thought what was a little bit strange when I was reading all the map comms, or at least the map picks, which I didn't think was even the best things. I'm not sure why you even let Porky decide them, to be honest. But I don't know why you would ban. I don't know why your first ban would be process, because I think you've obviously got a lot of your players play together in sixes, so I would feel that you guys would play more 5CP and do well on it because you have that. If anything, it's similar to how.
Why would that make a difference? If you in Highlander, unless you've got Soldier Scout.
Because we've seen it work with Fair Enough in Premiership. We've seen that kind of sixes combo work really well on 5CP maps in 9v9 just with more players.
Do you think they don't win the game because they have better players?
I think they just know how to play 5CP slightly better.
Us? I think we banned Process because I'm not sure. Did we ban Process and Lakeside maybe?
Process Lakeside.
I think we were just scared of the Yosh sniper really, and their maps we're not that comfortable on, and we're more comfortable on payload.
Fair play.
So yeah, so I guess there's nothing really to say about Badwater. There's not really anything we can analyze. It was just everything was better from your side. So we'll look on to the grand final, which obviously you guys are going to be competing in, facing off against Super Dickmans. You guys did obviously lose to them in, I think, week 2 you played. I think that was what
Yeah.
Lakeside and Process. So I think actually you did pick up rounds, I think, on both maps, but did you then look to ban Lakeside and Process?
They're going to be our bans 100%.
Or are they?
Not the Maccy harmonica.
But I keep
So-
guessing.
Going into the finals, are you confident that it's not going to be like week 2, or are you more than happy of trying to do the relegation final?
We want to win.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to win.
I mean, we've taken rounds off SDK in scrims, so I mean, I think we can do it. Without the AIDS map that we had to play in week 2.
Good man, good man. I like this. Do you think because I remember when we did the cast
Oh, jeez.
versus you guys versus Premtech at the start of the season, you've had 7-8 weeks now since then, and I could see there's a big difference in your performance. Okay, you were against a worse opponent than Premtech, but you definitely have your teamwork down. You seem very good as a team. Shaggy's obviously your best player. You all seem to think that, but you're doing suicides at the same time. You're coordinating things. It's impressive. Do you think the power of friendship is going to carry you through against the super dick mans?
I think it really boggles down to DM. Like, you can talk about strats and friendship and whatever, but TF2 is mainly DM.
You could get super dicked on.
That's very true.
I mean, saloon-wise, everyone seems to be in your favour of this game. Interesting to see how it'll be for the next game. I mean, I think it was, 89.4% this time in the favour of Budget Toucans, including myself, so I'm redeeming my bad bets before.
Good man.
It can't be nullified. Shut up, John.
Wouldn't it be nullified if the odds are too one-sided? Noobs.
So it wasn't locked. So basically, that means then it's Kakautu's fault.
No,
it's John's fault.
Okay,
John,
good.
you've cost me skins yet again. I was going to get fat skins. Whereas maybe we'll see Hypan and Bureau get locked or not locked.
If you bet on Bureau, Maxi, I'll throw for you.
I don't think you should announce
do a
this on
deal.
cast.
They
Talk to me on
can't
Steam
prove
afterwards.
anything.
Talk to me on
prove
Steam
anything.
afterwards.
Okay, well, I'll give myself a final thought about the game. One more question for you guys, Piece of Maccy, and then we'll do a big wrap up. This is about your opponents, because unfortunately they're not here, so we can't really say much about them. But they seem to have a lot of mercs, they seemed uncoordinated, and in general, with the way their pings were and stuff that was happening, they looked like they were having a real bad day at the office. Are they a better team than that, or are you guys just amazing? Because that was domination, in my opinion.
I think they are better, but I think we're still better than them at their best. Also, Stignan, the team leader, baited us pretty hard, telling us Perez and Josh weren't playing. We didn't think it was true, but that was at the start of the week.
Yeah, well, they played okay. Perez and Roche, they were probably their team's best player, but I think you guys were just overall stronger. Maxi, anything else to say or ask?
No, I've only go to shoutouts.
Shout out time.
Hildreth, I'll start with you since you're more. I keep you more in the player side of things. Is anyone you want to shout out?
I didn't have time to think about my shout outs. Okay, I've got a shout out
me.
High Panda.
Ugh.
I've got to shout out Maxi for teaching me how to drive across Europe, and obviously the big shout out to the High Panda team, people like Starry and the team at LAN that we had. It was all good fun.
Just remember as well that if Budget Toucans do either win the pre-relegation final, playoff relegation final, or the grand final, I will technically be in Prem on a roster.
Kick him if you guys win, please promise me that.
Yeah,
That's going to happen. It's going to happen.
My final shout out is obviously to John for arranging the coverage. 2 nights in a row, he kind of forced me to cast without telling me, and this occasion I couldn't refuse. Then it would seem as if I'm a liar. So shout out to John. for casting and basically bullying everybody into casting. Thanks, John.
Mackie, any shout you want to give besides harmonica?
I'm shouting out Not Steven and Miles Davis.
And Peace, anyone you want to shout out?
The Bureau, Kronos, Salty Nando's, and Extreme Pirates, as well as my Sixes team, Chaos Esports.
No one cares about Sixers here.
That's very true.
So, with that all finished, we'll look on to our next game, which will be on this Sunday, the 15th of May, and it will be Highlander against Bureau. So, you see Hildreth in action. He'll be back in for interviews afterwards. He'll be casted by our medic of... Well, actually, no, he wasn't medic season. Sorry, that's really bad. CJ, obviously, our Spire man, all his interviews, check them out. And our caster from across the pond, Sigafu, which will be on at 20 CST or 7 PM if you are British, such as myself and everyone here. Oh, that's disgusting. So look out for that game, and I guess we'll see everyone on Sunday.